Hi guys, and welcome to a new video on Sonal's life. I basically thought I had this entire plan sorted out. I was like, today I'm going to film episode 3 of my Suzuki-gun history series. And then on Wednesday night I went to sleep early because I'm an old person at heart. Woke up to see that on June 26th, All Elite Wrestling and New Japan Pro Wrestling are going to be having a combined show together. Yep, it's not going to be one of those we're going to have AEW stars on New Japan shows or New Japan stars on AEW shows. This is a massive event that Tony Khan basically introduced during AEW, which I don't watch. I'm very sorry. And obviously I was asleep and I woke up, I was like, God damn, what is this news? And I thought, right, we're going to have to scrap Suzuki-gun because this is too much of a big deal not to talk about. So I'm going to have a look at the news, the big announcement that happened, everything that went down during the show that I can tell you by reading the New Japan website. Because like I said, I have not had time to catch up with AEW yet. But I mainly want to talk about my feelings towards this, what I want to see at these shows, and really what this means for two companies that when AEW was first made, almost seemed impossible this could happen. We are going to talk about the fact that the forbidden door between New Japan and AEW has truly been poured down, and let's get going with that. Like I said, on the Wednesday edition of AEW, Tony Khan basically came out and said, yep. Well, I didn't say that. I don't know why I said that. He basically came out and announced this massive show. He was about to introduce the New Japan US chairman of sort. I think it's Obari, I'm not going to pronounce that right and I can't remember off the top of my head. But basically they started talking about how the fact that they really want New Japan AEW to have this collaboration. I mean, we've seen it in the past. Obviously Tomohiro Ishii's been doing stuff on AEW. So is Jay White, the Bullet Club whole shenanigans, which you can read about here, which I don't know what's going on there. And then Adam Cole came out and was like, because him and Tomohiro Ishii are having a match for an upcoming tournament, and then Jay White came out and basically added to my confusion about him and Bullet Club. He basically was like, this show is not going to be about New Japan, it's not going to be about AEW, it's going to be about the Bullet Club. And let me just check his exact wording because I was very confused by this. He said it isn't about New Japan Pro Wrestling and it isn't about AEW. This is about the Undisputed Elite and the Bullet Club because it is still our era. Do you get where I'm sort of a bit confused? Because obviously you've got the Undisputed Era. So that is obviously the faction we know under the Bullet Club. It's all a little bit confusing. I mean, props to Adam Cole, who basically introduced Jay as the man who single-handedly sold out Madison Square Garden. As if we could forget, because literally it doesn't matter. He was the first undisputed champion. That he beat Kenny Omega for the US title. Everyone needs to know that Jay White was the man who single-handedly sold out Madison Square Gardens. What was it, 2019? 3 years ago? 4 years ago? But I was shocked to see it because obviously we've been seeing over the past few months the companies have come up together. We've seen teasing of because obviously Anderson and Gallows are back in Bullet Club and everyone was like, is this going to create some big super faction across? And this almost feels like I'm going to say if it's a step forward. It is literally we have torn the house down and we have seen something that I personally didn't expect. And you guys know this channel is basically New Japan and I'll have the odd DDT review, but I don't watch AEW because it's not my kind of wrestling. But I can honestly say I am very excited about this, especially because we have seen the expansion of New Japan in America with New Japan Strong. And I don't know how many of these guys, once the world is open again, are going to want to go to Japan and wrestle. But with New Japan Strong and now their bond with AEW, it's almost created more opportunities than ever before for someone to be a New Japan wrestler, but have that flexibility to stay in America if they've got families or if they don't really want to travel as often. And it is very exciting. And if you think about it now, we're now going to get into the big stuff. What can we see on the card? If you think about it, I can brag for hours and hours and days about how amazing the New Japan roster is. You have got the heavyweights in Japan, so you've got guys like Okada, Tanahashi, Naito, Sonata. I could go on. Let's go on. We've got the United Empire guys. Then we've got the junior heavyweights. We've got Yo, Hiromu, Sho, even though he annoys me sometimes, Ishimori, ELP. Then you've got the Young Lions. Then you've got the guys in New Japan Strong. So basically, I'm not going to list them, but you know, the Young Lions who graduated, like Chris Dickinson and that, Hikuleo and all of them. Like, that's 2 massive rosters anyway. And then it maybe builds into my like grievances about how many people signed to AEW, but they literally have like everyone. They have males, females, they have like heavyweights, juniors, if you can class it. Obviously America don't have that. And so I'm now thinking, what could we see in these matches? And I think the issue doesn't come with, are they going to have good matches? Because I know people have had worries that it might sort of be like, you know, the Ring of Honor New Japan Supercard, where basically all the Ring of Honor matches are kind of shit, but then all the New Japan ones are really good. I feel like the issue is going to be here is how you're going to get so many amazing wrestlers and fit them onto one card. Are you going to make sure that the main event is an AEW versus New Japan? Could we see maybe like Kazuchika Okada versus Adam Cole? Could we see Jay White versus Adam Page? Because if you watch like my early videos, you'll know how much I loved Hangman Page in New Japan. And he had some amazing matches with Jay as well. Could we have Jon Moxley versus Tanahashi? Because remember that whole thing with the US title? Or are we just going to stick to stuff like the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship gets defended just between 2 New Japan guys, and then the AEW title gets defended between 2 AEW guys as like a co-main event? Where are the juniors going to fit into this? Are we going to have some of the junior guys from AEW wrestling, hopefully El Desperado, who should hopefully keep the title until June because he deserves it? And then the big one is we have got women in AEW. As much as there have been grievances about their place on the card and sort of their treatment, they will definitely deserve a place. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, we're going to see some intergender wrestling. This is not DDT Pro Wrestling. Like, if you want that, go watch DDT, go watch Tokyo Joshi or other Japanese promotions. But the possibilities are endless. I'll tell you my fantasy booking, and this is coming from someone who has a very, very bad knowledge of AEW. Sorry. I would kind of like to see, and people are going to say it's a cop-out, but something like like a Survivor Series, you know, like WWE Survivor Series, where we have 5 guys from New Japan and 5 guys from AEW, basically like wrestling to see who's the superior brand. Of course, that'll be kind of difficult because of the faction system in New Japan. Like, you've obviously also got like the whole Bullet Club thing where they're in AEW, but then they're also in New Japan, so maybe don't include them. But, you know, like, we could have guys from Hontai, Chaos, and LIJ who will probably be able to work together versus, like, the AEW guys. Mix of heavyweights and junior heavyweights. Because you can imagine, like, if you put Hiromu in a match, he's going to prove that New Japan is, like, the premier brand. Not showing any bias there. I'd almost like, also, can we, if we've not done it by then, deal with this Bullet Club stuff? Maybe we could have a match of sort of a mixture of all the Bullet Club guys, so the guys from AEW, New Japan Strong, Japan, versus, let's have Tanahashi, Tamatonga, Tangaloa, maybe not Jado, because I feel like if you put him in a match, he's going to get the pinfall. Let's figure out where Hikuleo comes into this, because I was watching the Wind Riot show and was really confused seeing Hikuleo teaming with the Bullet Club after all the shit they've done with the brothers. So that would be nice to see. And I feel like I'm rambling, and I probably am. But for me, this is probably one of the biggest things happening in wrestling for a long, long time. After the Elite left New Japan, everyone worried that it was going to affect the company. It didn't. And then when AEW was created, this almost had it became its own brand. It had its own fan base. Yes, there were a lot of New Japan fans who started to watch it, but then there were people like me who were New Japan loyalists who didn't, and those who managed to get like a little taste of New Japan through AEW, but still have the focus on entertainment if you liked WWE. It will be interesting to see how the casual AEW fans will react to guys who maybe are more niche. So people like Yoshihashi, Makabe, Honma, people like Bushi who are not as big. Because obviously we know AEW fans, most of them will be aware of New Japan. They will know the names like Okada, Jay, obviously, like Tanahashi. But there are a lot of the guys from New Japan who have not been over to AEW. And for people whose life is AEW, like my life is New Japan, they will know what they know. For someone like me, it's going to be interesting to see how they shape this show. Is it going to be more focused on the New Japan sort of thing? Is it going to be like starting matches with like the smaller stars and then build it up with no speaking in between and then the post-match comments? Is it going to be more AEW-like, where I think it's similar to like what it was with WWE, where they have a big match or like a big promo to start to get the show kicked off and everyone excited, and then they mix it up and they have people talking in between. It works, and I feel like there have been some New Japan shows, especially the past one, where they have changed up a bit and we've had people talking in the ring and doing challenges. But I'm kind of excited. I feel like after the past few years of wrestling where we've had like uncertainty with the pandemic and things, this is the perfect way to prove that, you know what, I'm going to make a K-pop analogy here. So for some reason, people in the K-pop industry think that all idols are against each other, that they're competitors, and that all they really want to do is compete against each other. Similarly to wrestlers within factions and in this case within companies. When in reality, fans love seeing idols interact. They love seeing them mix and perform with each other and have fun. Okay, I can't say the same analogy for wrestling, but fans like to see inter-promotion matches. They like to see inter-promotion events because at the end of the day, all wrestling is for the same thing. It's to make people happy. It's to be a form of escapism. The only thing that can come out from bringing two of the biggest promotions in the world together with some of the best wrestlers in the world is just create even more happiness. And I am really excited for this. And as much as like I've been a critic of AEW in the past, and I've probably said that I don't really want this to happen. Now I think it is the best thing for everyone, just to spread the love of pro wrestling. And if that means that New Japan is more willing to travel and they are finally going to come back to the UK, because it has now been 2 years since I've seen JY, since I've met him. I met him 2 years in a row and it's been too long, Jay. Then that's even better. And if it spreads the word of New Japan, even better. Now, like I said, this is like a very short video. I've never normally done videos this short. But I thought, considering like the news literally broke a few days ago, by the time I posted this video, I thought I'll give you like my genuine reaction. It is excitement, like not apprehension, but curiosity to see what are they going to do. Are they going to create history by having one of the biggest and most amazing shows in the world? How long is it going to be? Like, with so much talent, we've had to expand Wrestle Kingdom to 2 days, and that's just one promotion. How are we going to put two amazing rosters together to ensure that everyone is represented from every division and every kind of person? I guess we're just going to have to put our trust in the promoters, in New Japan AEW, the bookers, and the wrestlers themselves. And hopefully I don't know what the feuds are like between fans in AEW and New Japan, but hopefully at the end of the day we can all come together and enjoy an amazing night of wrestling. And it'll set a future precedent where, with the world opening up, we can see AEW guys in the Best of Super Junior, in the G1, World Tag League, the Best of Super Junior Tag League, the New Japan Cup. The possibilities are endless. So that was my little reaction thing. Have I done something like this before? Probably not. But obviously now that I've babbled on, I want to know your reactions to it. Let me know in the comments what you first thought about when you heard the news. Is there any dream matches you'd like to see? Or any sort of like storylines you'd like to see come out of this event? Make sure to let me know in the comments. Obviously tweet me at wrestling_chat, because I will probably most likely reply to those a lot quicker than I do on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to this channel because I am going to be doing a lot more stuff, and especially in the lead up to this AEW New Japan show, I'll be doing like previews, if any big news comes out of it. And yeah, I always say it, but hit that like button, share it with your friends, hit subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!